This is QTV Nightly News. I'm Umudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. Here are tonight's news headlines. On Tuesday, the Chief Economist of Government, CRH Network, held their 2025 annual forum in the Gambia to discuss powering Africa's future through energy access and financing options. In Banjul today, Tuesday, drama unfolded at the High Court as Justice Ibrahim Ajete issued a stern warning to 3 top government officials over non-compliance with court orders in the ongoing trial of the man accused of shooting 3 PIU officers, 2 of them fatally. On Monday, Transport and Works Minister Ibrahim Silla, accompanied by NRA engineers, inspected key road projects in CRR South and the 102-kilometer Kiang Kabada project in LRR as part of his nationwide infrastructure review. In a proactive step to address pressing waste management challenges in the Gambia, the National Environment Agency, NEA, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with a Ghana-based company. And in international news, World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is a global observance established by the United Nations to raise awareness about land degradation, desertification, and the growing threat of drought across the globe. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. On Tuesday, the Chief Economist of the Government, CRH Network, held their 2025 annual forum in the Gambia to discuss powering Africa's future through energy access and financing options. Mam Nabuka witnessed the opening ceremony, and this is her report.
Electricity generation remains a major problem throughout much of Africa, and it is accepted that electricity is a major component of development. This prestigious forum gathers chief economists, senior government officials, policymakers and development partners from across Africa and beyond to engage in policy dialogue and share strategies for driving inclusive and sustainable economic growth across the Gambia and the region. This annual forum aims to focus on exploring how energy access can drive Africa's future. Currently, around 600 million Africans, representing 43% of the continent's population, lack access to electricity, with the majority living in sub-Saharan Africa. In the Gambia, the energy sector faces a significant electricity supply deficit. Nationwide, only about 42% of Gambians have access to electricity, and there are notable disparities between urban and rural areas. As the continent struggles with energy shortages that impede economic growth and development, the forum seeks to focus discussions on strategies that will help enhance energy access for the millions of Africans who still do not have reliable electricity. Here are Sidi Keita, Gambia's finance minister, and Andrew Dabalen, the chief economist of the World Bank's Africa region.
Financing constraints in the energy infrastructure remains a particular drag on economic growth and development. We therefore look forward to the forum's discussion on financing options that can help our country bridge the gap in public funding.
If there's one inequality that stands out between Africa and the rest of the world, it's energy inequality. And I think closing that gap is going to be tremendously important for African development.
The forum is set to last for 3 days, during which various African nations that have successfully implemented energy access initiatives will be looked at to share experiences. And several sessions will be held on optimal electrification strategies for Africa, challenges associated with the influence of politics in electrification, the financing needs and options for Africa to achieve universal access to electricity, and how to improve the viability of utilities to deliver quality service to the populace. Franklin Mutakahana, the country representative of the World Bank Group, providing support and resources to the network, and Mohamed B.S. Jallo, the Vice President of the Gambia, who officiated the ceremony, shared their thoughts on the initiative.
While the role of the public sector in developing the energy sector is critical, let us not forget the private sector. Governments may facilitate the enabling environment, including testing new grounds, but ultimately, it is the private sector investment that will take us to scale.
We remain fully aware of the challenges pertaining to reliability and affordability of electricity and its attendant impact on economic growth and private sector competitiveness. The government of the Gambia is committed to working with partners to address the challenges facing the electricity sector and create a level playing field and enable environment private sector development.
As part of the forum, a field visit will take place at the Gambia's Jamburu solar plant. It is expected that this forum will key the right ideas, investments and policies in place for the African continent to achieve energy independence and drive sustainable economic growth. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
In Banjul today, Tuesday, drama unfolded at the High Court as Justice Ibrahima Jaiteh issued a stern warning to 3 top government officials over non-compliance with court orders in the ongoing trial of Usainu Bojang, the man accused of fatally shooting 2 police officers and wounding another. Court reporting is provided by Nicholas Bass of The Voice newspaper and narrated by Yafa Tugay.
Presiding over the high-profile case at the High Court in Banjul, Justice Ibrahima Jaiteh expressed dismay that government spokesperson Ibrahima G. Sankare, Deputy Inspector General of Police Mamadou Sow, and National Security Advisor Abubakar Suleiman Jang failed to appear in court on the 16th June 2025 as previously ordered by the court. Defense lawyer Lamin J. Dabo had filed the application urging that the 3 officials had made public statements about the case in 2023 and should now be questioned under oath in a formal judicial setting. The shooting had occurred on the night of 12 September 2023 near the Sukuta Jabang traffic lights. A day after the court had ordered the 3 officials to appear, Justice Jaiteh underscored that even though the state had filed a notice of appeal, the officials were expected to show up and to be formally addressed about the prosecution's application for a stay of execution regarding their summons. Justice Jaiteh noted that their appearance would have reinforced public respect for judicial authority. Responding, Director of Public Prosecution A.M. Yusuf said, the DIG and National Security Advisor were present near the court premises, while Sankare, the government spokesperson, had not been formally served. The trial then proceeded with the testimony of the 5th defense witness, Famara Baji. Baji testified that on the 12th September 2023, he saw the accused Bojang sitting beside a large swimming pool with a cutlass, claiming he had been told the police were coming for him. Baji confirmed giving a statement to the police, which was admitted as Exhibit D34, and added that Bojang claimed a Jamaican musician named Cartel had threatened to kill him. Meanwhile, the court has granted the defense more time to respond to the state's appeal. All responses are to be filed by Friday, 20th June. The case continues. The details of the case were reported for QTV by Nicholas Bass of The Voice newspaper. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatugay.
On Monday, Transport and Work Minister Ibrahima Silla, accompanied by NRA engineers, inspected key road projects in CRR South and the 102-kilometer Kiang Kabada project in LRR as part of his nationwide infrastructure review. Osman Jatta reports.
Day 4 of Minister Ibrahima Silla's nationwide tour began in Brikhamaba, Central River Region South, where he inspected the 6.32-kilometer road linking Brikhamaba to the southern Senegal border in Casamas. At the Bantanding immigration post, the minister and his team examined the border infrastructure, discussing ways to improve cross-border transport and trade. From the border post, the team surveyed the entire road stretch, making key recommendations to enhance connectivity and boost the livelihoods of border communities through better infrastructure.
Here in the Lower River region, the 102-kilometer Kiang Kabada Roads project is set to transform lives and create connectivity for remote communities by linking them to the vital Trans-Gambia Road corridor.
The project has been warmly welcomed by residents of Kiang Willingara, who see it as a gateway to opportunity and growth. Alkali Kebaba, along with residents Mariama Job and Mohammed Ba of Madina Angale, spoke passionately about the daily challenges faced on the current roads and the immense potential the new roads brings for safer, faster travel and economic activity.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin min belti may no bete min ba du anade lamu.
Before the road was constructed, several people lost their lives. This project is very timely and holds great significance for our community.
Before the road construction began, traveling was very difficult, but now the situation has changed completely. We are deeply grateful to God and the President for their intervention.
Last time I
I was once trapped by heavy flooding while riding my motorbike. Thank God, with his help, I was rescued by some residents. This road is very important because, before, cars could not access many of our communities.
The project comprises 12 road sections ranging from 3.8 kilometer to 18 kilometer, connecting key communities like Quinala, Nyoro, Sare Sajo and border areas, executed by Longjin Construction with Gamex as consultants. It is fully funded by the Gambian government and aims to boost regional integration and development. During his visit, Minister Silla assessed key infrastructure elements including drainage systems to ensure long-term durability. In Madina Kayaf, he engaged with residents affected by road demarcation, reaffirming the government's commitment to fair solutions and community well-being.
This is a hugely important farming community, but they have been completely cut off over the past decades because of lack of proper roads. Today, we have this opportunity to build them new first-class roads, just like the roads that we are building in the other parts of the country.
Consultant and resident engineer for Gamex Masfai, Lee Wenfeng, shared updates on the project's progress, explaining how certain works will continue seamlessly through the rainy season to maintain steady momentum.
As you can see, all the roads are on base level, meaning that now it's just to find the final layer to prepare it and then put the black stuff on top of it.
This project will just finish with before maybe at the end of 2026. We promise.
The project is 49.5% complete with all 12 roads at base level, showing strong progress. Spanning from Kabada to Karantaba and Sankande, it brings long-awaited connectivity, opening opportunities in trade, education and healthcare for future generations. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
We will now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we hear about a convergence on better waste management. We also hear about efforts to improve public health and broaden vaccine access. Join us after the break for these and other stories.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taam place bi bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal ne fii rek la am bara wërga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal bara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taam gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër bara wërga bii mooy wërga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning fast download and upload speeds. you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. In a proactive step to address pressing waste challenges in the Gambia, the National Environment Agency NEA has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Jospong Group of Companies, JGC, from Ghana, renowned for their expertise in waste management and related services. This partnership aims to develop and implement a comprehensive national strategy for sustainable waste management. Our Bob reports.
The National Environment Agency convened a national validation workshop to review and endorse a proposed comprehensive waste management system for the Gambia. The initiative aims to create a unified and sustainable approach to waste collection, disposal, and recycling across the country. Stakeholders from government agencies, local authorities, the private sector, and civil society gathered to provide feedback and validate the strategy, which is expected to transform the country's waste management landscape and promote environmental sustainability. Dr. Dauda Baji, Executive Director of the National Environment Agency, emphasized the critical importance of effective waste management in promoting public health, environmental sustainability, and national development.
We are here to validate a document that is meant to address that problem, submitted by just one group of companies as a stakeholder. With your expertise, with your experience, how can we look at this document so that we review it, come up with possible input that will going to add value to what we want our country to be in terms of waste management.
The Gambia is grappling with increasing challenges in waste management, especially in densely populated urban areas where rapid population growth, inadequate infrastructure, and limited public awareness have contributed to rising levels of uncollected and improperly disposed waste. Dr. Peter Dakuda, representing the Executive Director of the Jospong Group of Companies in Ghana, reaffirms the group's commitment to supporting the Gambia in establishing a sustainable and efficient waste management system.
We're looking at how we could add value to the waste that is generated in Gambia. Once we install a very good collection system that involves the rollout of trucks, appropriate trucks, as well as a good transfer system, we'll be able to collect enough, increase the current waste efficiency rate to about 80 to 85%.
Here are Rohijan Manjang, the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, and Talib Ahmed Bensouda, the Mayor of Kanifi Municipality.
The validation is to look into the
Jospong Group of Companies is a renowned international conglomerate based in Ghana with operations spanning various sectors and expanding across several African countries. Its expertise in integrated waste management has earned widespread recognition, particularly for its innovative approaches to waste processing, recycling, and environmental sustainability. For QTV News, I am Our Bob.
Now, as part of ongoing efforts to improve public health and broaden vaccine access, the Ministry of Health Expanded Program on Immunization (EPI) unit held a high-level stakeholder engagement forum and press briefing this week. Yafatu Gay attended the meetings. See Now files this report.
The forums served as a platform for meaningful dialogue among government health officials, development partners, civil society and members of the media. Discussions focused on celebrating the milestones of the EPI program, one of the longest-standing public health initiatives in the Gambia, and to identify innovative approaches to address current and emerging challenges in the immunization landscape. During the meeting, Aliou Sow, the the representative from the Director of Health Services, and Benjai, the Deputy Manager of the EPI project, emphasized the importance of vaccines to preventable disease control.
The main goal of this meeting today is not really to talk so much about the achievements, because they are there, but also how do we work together to fill those gaps that are preventing us from reaching all the children and all the people that we are supposed to reach with life-saving vaccines.
The Gambia's journey in healthcare is marked by continuous improvements. For instance, the life expectancy has raised from 59 to 65 years from 2000 to 2019.
A significant portion of one of the forums was dedicated to engaging media personnel on the critical role they play in shaping public perception about vaccines. Saharu Kante, the EPI communications officer, highlighted that one of the most pressing challenges facing the program is misinformation and vaccine hesitancy, often fueled by unverified content on social media platforms.
There are rigorous efforts that are done in the vaccine production, not only to ensure that the vaccines are effective, but also to ensure that the vaccines are very safe. So for somebody to sit there, either in the media or in the community, to spread misinformation about immunization, these are really, things that are affecting our coverages.
Immunization partners such as the WHO and UNICEF highlighted their increased support for the Gambia's immunization programs and reaffirmed their commitment to encouraging vaccine uptake as a key strategy in disease prevention. Representatives from civil society organizations and non-governmental organizations such as Tango, Parents Teachers Associations, and the Christian Council shared their ongoing efforts to promote immunization in the Gambia, particularly at the grassroots level. They also pointed out several challenges they encounter in raising awareness within communities, including misinformation, limited resources, language barriers, and religious or cultural misconceptions. Here is Buba Cham, the representative from the Parents Teachers Association.
As we commemorate 45 extraordinary years of EPI, let us renew our commitment and dedication. Let every vaccine administered remind us of the life we protect and the dreams we help nurture.
Since its launch in 1979, the EPI has played a crucial role in safeguarding the health of Gambians, particularly children, through the prevention of vaccine-preventable diseases such as polio, measles, tetanus, and tuberculosis. Over the decades, the program has significantly contributed to the reduction of child mortality and the control of outbreaks, thanks to the introduction of routine immunization services across the country. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatugay.
From that report by Yafatugay, now that takes us to international news. World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is a global observance established by the United Nations to raise awareness about land degradation, desertification, and the growing threat of drought across the globe, which is annually celebrated on the 17th of June. Aissatou Bari reports.
Aggravated by climate change, the devastating effects of desertification and drought can both be felt across the globe, with an estimated 40% of the world's population impacted by water scarcity events. As global temperatures continue to rise and severe weather events increase, regions across the globe face the potential of increased frequency and severity of droughts, often progressing rapidly and unexpectedly. World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is a call to recognize land as the planet's infrastructure for life. At the heart of this infrastructure lies healthy soil made fertile and resilient by the biodiversity it harbors. Soil biodiversity sustains food production, water regulation, and climate stability. Without it, life on Earth will be overturned. Desertification, along with climate change and the loss of biodiversity, were identified as the greatest challenges to sustainable development during the 1992 Rio Earth Summit. In the Gambia, the effects of desertification are clearly manifested in the reduction of crop yields, dying water resources, and rural communities being pushed to the edge. Healthy land underpins thriving economies, with over half of the global GDP dependent on nature. Yet, we are depleting this natural capital at an alarming rate. Some 1 million km2 of healthy and productive lands, equivalent to the size of Egypt, are becoming degraded every year. To date, 1 billion hectares of degraded land has been pledged for restoration through voluntary commitments, such as the G20 Global Land Restoration Initiative hosted by UNCCD. Breathing life back into land yields multiple benefits for people and nature. On this World Day to combat desertification and drought, it is crucial that consideration is given to both short-term and long-term solutions to help mitigate the consequences of drought across the globe. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
And now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. On Tuesday, the chief economist of the government, COH Network, held their 2025 annual forum in the Gambia to discuss powering Africa's future through energy access and financing options. In Banjul today, Tuesday, drama unfolded at the High Court as Justice Ibrahima Jaita issued a stern warning to 3 top government officials over non-compliance with court orders in the ongoing trial of a man accused of shooting 3 PIU officers, 2 of them fatally. On Monday, Transport and Works Minister Ibrahima Silla, accompanied by NRA engineers, inspected key road projects in CRR South and the 102-kilometer Kiang-Kabada project in LRR as part of his nationwide infrastructure review. In a proactive step to address pressing waste management challenges in the Gambia, the National Environment Agency, NEA, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with a Ghana-based company. And in international news, World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is a global observance established by the United Nations to raise awareness about land degradation, desertification, and the growing threat of drought across the globe. That's all in this news bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin.